What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Apple as they are scheduled to release their most recent quarterly earnings Wednesday after the bell. It is going to be huge because the company is on track to report its first $100 billion quarter ever. Okay. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what to expect of the days ahead of and the days after, where I see this price going, and exactly how to play it. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this. First off, like I said in the Motley Fool, the company is on track to report its first $100 billion quarter ever. That's huge because you think about it. Amazon in the quarter 3 of last year, they only reported $96 billion. Okay, so this is definitely going to be big for them. Their iPhone sales were absolutely a huge factor in this, and as much as they lost a little bit last quarter by holding off the release of the iPhone, it's definitely going to play into this quarter, okay? As you see here, guys, the last 4 quarters and more, I'm just showing you the last 4, they have beat it. We're going to go over the charts. We're going to take a look at the charts and exactly what happened after they released those earnings call, all right? But first, let's take a little bit dive deep into the company so you can learn a little bit more of exactly where it's going and what are the catalysts behind driving this price up, okay? Right here it says buy Apple stock at records high before quarter earnings. There's a question mark. A couple different things. Apple stock helped the Nasdaq hit new highs this week, and the company reached its own records on Friday. Okay, I want to give a few key points here, guys. Luckily, Wall Street is high on its first 5G capable iPhone that launched in October. So not only were the iPhone 12 sales amazing, but this is their first 5G capable. We all know that 5G is going to be a long overhaul. However, it is the future. The earlier these companies can start to adapt to it, the more that they're going to benefit. Okay. And Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty called the iPhone 12 Apple's most successful product launch in the last 5 years. Apple has also benefited from stronger Mac and iPad sales during the remote work and school environment. Think about it. Kids aren't at school. Companies are at home. A lot of these people either didn't have computers, had small laptops. They needed to kind of upgrade. So it's all kind of coming together, okay? Another key point, Apple's paid subscriptions grew by more than 35 million sequentially to reach over 585 paid subscriptions. I've talked about this on my channel multiple different times. Anything as a service, a renewable monthly subscription, okay, is definitely the way to go for companies, okay? It's order to a continuum of service for your clients and customers to be able to repeat. It started off, all right, and in just certain different industries, and it's really branching over to everything. If you look at even, CNBC, Market Watch, every little thing is, monthly, okay? So that's great, 585 million, considering there's only 333 million people in America. But before moving on, it's also worth remembering that Apple is pushing harder to bring more of its chips in-house. The move is projected to help cut costs and improve battery life and performance as it continues to close the loop while diversifying, okay? There are even reports that Apple is trying to enter the electric vehicle space. I wouldn't be surprised that they slowly start to release more information about this, all right? Let's take a dive a little bit deeper, guys. A couple of things I want to talk about. Apple's ambitious plans can go even further as it ended last quarter with about $80 billion in net cash. The company has slowly been reducing its cash position to try to reach a net cash neutral position over time. Being too cash heavy is not great. Being too cash, in the deficit is not great either. So they're looking for that average point, which is going to make shareholders happy overall. Then, like it says, the bottom line, the pandemic forced Apple to push back the release of its next generation iPhone to October and not late September. This will help slightly boost its quarter 1 fiscal 2021 sales, okay, as it was great. Lastly, it could become the mother of all technological revolutions. Apple sold a mere 1 billion iPhones in 10 years, but a new breakthrough is expected to generate more than 27 billion devices in just 3 years, creating a $1.7 trillion market. Apple is ahead of the game, guys, okay? Let's look at the charts, where it is right now, okay? Right now, it hit an all-time high of 139.07. I can expect this to continue to go higher. I would not be surprised in 5 years for this eventually to get back up to that $550 price point and then to do another split, okay? Another split, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, whatever it may be. My current position is Apple has slightly increased as the time goes on. My exit point in Apple is probably when I retire or never. This company continually continues to optimize, innovate, and grow. They're always at the forefront of technology and the future. We hear about it all the time, but we always think about these new companies that are starting up. And sometimes it's great to have a huge position in a company that is steadily growing, okay? I want to point out a couple things, guys. Last quarterly earnings was in October 29th, and if you look right here as I get to it, it decreased a little bit. Their surprise was only a 10% surprise. On April, they had a 13% surprise. It popped a little bit. In January, they had another 10% surprise. I apologize. In October, as it decreased, it only was a 4.5% surprise. But if you look back to right here, this is a big one, 730, 731. That was a 25% surprise. I don't know how big of the surprise is going to be. I expect them, they are expected to crush what the analysts are recording. So you can kind of expect it to see it pop up a little bit. It might be played into the price. If you look at this one, which was a 25% increase, I mean, you look in this stock went from 96 within a few days all the way up to 134, guys. That's like a 45% gain. That's absolutely huge in, just a short period of time. So depending on how big the surprise is of these earnings is going to depend on how much it actually rises, okay? It's continuously slightly uptrending. However, there was a big point of consolidation, okay? Just keep that in mind. As also, if you look, at since this is, reported by the Zacks, in 2017, it continues to push up, okay? So hanging on to this is definitely a must. Adding more to your position for the short term. This might do what it did in July. Give that 40% push up. Eventually it'll pull back because it's just too much of a growth, especially for a company that big. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. I rate it as a strong, or the analysts rate it as a strong buy. I'm currently going to be continuing to hold this for probably forever. It's been a huge benefiting factor towards my portfolio. I got into this years ago, probably back in 2012, 2013. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comment down below. Any other stocks you want me to cover, guys? Really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Consider joining the family, guys. I'm new to YouTube. I'm trying to kind of grow a community of individuals that can really learn together, grow together, invest together, and ultimately profit together. So I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you in the next one.